Okay, so there's a crazy story coming out of Georgia tonight. A state judge, Stephan Yekel, took his life in his courthouse on the last day of his tenure. But the whole story is very weird. So here's the background. He was a state judge appointed by Governor Kemp back in 2022 to fill a vacancy. And apparently, I don't know anything about this guy, but looking into him, he seemed like a pretty diverse, like 45 years of experience, like a good, solid judge. So this year he ran for re-election. He actually run for the position. He was appointed by the governor, but then when it came up to the election cycle, he had to run. So apparently I just saw somebody post about it and said it was very low turnout, but he wasn't in the November election cycle. So he ran in the spring, and there was a runoff in June, and only 6% of the eligible voters, just like 46,000 people that were in the town, and only like 6%, like 2,000 something, came out to vote. So he lost, and so when he lost, he thought he should resign. This is where it gets really weird. He tried to resign because he thought that the position was too important for only 6% of the people to decide. So I don't know if he was resigning to let Kemp appoint somebody to take it out of the hands of the 6% and give it to the governor. I'm not following like what the resignation. Either way, Kemp denied him the resignation. He said he couldn't resign to stay, and it was a free and fair election, even though it was low turnout. Low turnout shouldn't decide. Just because it's low turnout, it shouldn't decide that it wasn't an appropriate outcome, whatever. So we denied his resignation. And so today was the last day he was going to be in office, and then the woman who defeated him was going to take over. And he ended his life, which is a very, very weird story. Like, I don't understand the logic. Like, if he asked to resign, why he wouldn't let him resign. I don't know if there's more to the story that we're not seeing. But if you see that it's a low turnout, 6%, that was not November. This was back in June. It was a runoff. A runoff for a state judge is not gonna have a large turnout. I mean, that's not. I don't know what else is on the ballot then, but it wasn't some weird missing votes in November thing. But the whole story is bizarre. I'm interested to see what else comes out about it. There's definitely more to that story, but very sad. But why wasn't he allowed to resign? Why didn't Kemp just accept it? And I don't. Very weird.